Hey, wrestling fans and F and True viewers, I'm JC Styles.
I'm Brian Crazy.
And, like we said last week, we weren't sure if we were going to do videos for WWE, but because of our fans because of you guys, our viewers, want us to stay and continue doing our videos, we are going to. Brian?
Oh, well, anybody that's, followed us, or even our new followers that we've picked up since our recent copyright problems, I'll call them.
Which is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the issue is we put up a video about bragging rights, barely had 50 views, had like 11 comments on it. Basically, we, showed our displeasure with the booking of the tag team championships, the angle with Cena, why the Undertaker's really injured, so on and so forth. We're not going to recant this 6-7 times, but they took down our videos. WWE said there was some sort of copyright infringement. Now, it was a review video very similar to, Siskel and Ebert at the movies, blah, blah, blah. The whole point was that there was really no basis, and, it's crap. So, we got a little discouraged, to be honest with you. But we come around to Monday Night Raw, and I mean, WWE makes some more blunders yet again, so, you know what? This is the real F and True Wrestling. This is really Brian Crazy, JC Styles. There's no more buttering it. Now, you jump right into the first tidbit of Joseph did some research for us.
Yes, JC does research, and when have you guys ever known me to do any research? So, WWE's PG. Okay, as we all know, Paul Rubin, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman,
which we all got a good laugh out of when we were kids.
We all, one way or another, watch Pee Wee's Playhouse, watch Big Top Pee Wee, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventures, the movies, and all that stuff. And
man, see, I didn't even know all the names. He knew them all.
So, come around, 1991 was arrested for indecent exposure. Then, in 1993, was arrested on drug possession. Then in 2002, folks, he was arrested while shooting a video for Elton John, doing a video, making an appearance in Elton John's music video. Following up on a case, police officers searched Paul Rubin's house with a search warrant, obviously, and found 2 grainy videotapes and countless pornographic photos, which also included, what the district attorney said, was child pornography. So, which gets to my point, if WWE's so PG, why are they letting someone like Paul Rubin, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman,
PG and supposedly kid-friendly,
allowing someone like Pee Wee Herman to guest star Raw, or guest host Raw?
Yeah, because they're no longer... Well, they used to be guest hosts, where they actually had some, booking power. Now they're guest stars, where they basically come out, speak for 5 minutes. If they're trying to tout the show that, oh my god, this person's going to be on the show tonight, guess what? You're going to see him for 5 minutes around 9:45, so tune in then.
The best part of Raw last night was when Lita showed up for, a minute.
And I do have to give it to him, because I truly believe that the product is getting so twisted out of what it used to be, because McMahon is not firmly in charge like he used to be. I mean, the McMahon skit, it was about 3 minutes long. That was hilarious. He walks out, we're from Connecticut, so we find it even funnier, and we'll know in a little bit who is going to be the senator. Dickie Blumenthal has the lead right now, from what I've heard. But, I mean, Vince McMahon has Blumenthal's poster on his ass. I mean, that's pretty funny. I do got to give him credit on that one.
But if WWE's such a PG
why are they endorsing such a career sexual deviant?
Exactly. He was arrested in a pornographic theater, in an adult theater, which for a lot of you who don't know what an adult theater is a theater, picture a movie theater, but they only show pornographic films.
They show, for you young kids out there, they show pornographic films, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you usually do your dirt in your own house.
Exactly.
This guy goes out there and he's, servicing himself in the middle of movies. He's got child porn, this, that, and the other, and they're allowing him on supposed to be kid-friendly TV. Now, it's either going to be kid-friendly or it's not. I mean, it's wrestling. I don't see how this PG era is going to survive anyway.
From what I was reading, yes, he did pay his debt to society. He did serve time. But the fact is that you can have somebody like this on Raw Yeah, you know, Pee Wee Herman was a big thing in the 90s. Pee Wee Herman's still big. You know, a lot of fans were really into the Pee Wee Herman thing last night. But the thing is, though, if you're going to reach out to an audience, you know, most 90% of the adults out in this world know about Pee Wee Herman. The 90%, the people that watch Raw and that know the other 90% that know what happened with Pee Wee Herman and Paul Rubin, you're going to sit there and you're going to have him guest host Raw.
You know, in his defense, you know, if the guy did truly, I didn't do the research on it, JC did, so if the guy truly did serve his time, you know, everybody does deserve a second chance in life, but when people are looking at such things as child pornography and, you know, doing such things like this man has done in public places, I mean, enough is enough. And, you know, we're really not, you know, the voice of censorship or the voice of, you know, what people should do or people shouldn't do. We're more of, you know, a wrestling-based review. But, you know, in this situation, I mean, enough's enough.
It leaks into our wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, they need to do something with the guest hosts. We've all been saying this for the longest time.
If they were still guest hosts and they still had booking power, don't you agree
weren't
that
they
would be okay?
Special GMs? Weren't they supposed to be at first supposed to be special guest GMs?
Yes, and don't you agree if they had booking power, it would be an okay idea?
I can understand if you're going to put someone in guest host that people want to see, like former wrestlers like The Rock, Stone Cold.
But how many former wrestlers can you possibly go through?
You know,
I mean, you could probably do a year of former wrestlers without easy. I mean, you already named off a couple names right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shawn Michaels said that he would come back to Raw in sometime in the future, and you know,
you could get Jesse the Body Ventura.
Exactly. Well, he was already a host last year.
True. But, I mean, you could get Honky Tonk Man.
Exactly.
You could get
Ultimate Warrior.
I don't think Ultimate Warrior would come back for anything WWE related.
No.
Hey, there is a video on here. I don't know who made it, but it is the funniest fucking thing.
Ultimate Warrior is gay.
Ultimate Warrior is gay. It is hilarious. Check it out.
Raw was okay. It wasn't the greatest thing, but you know what though? In my mind, I kind of watched Raw with a different aspect as it last night, you know, because the whole WWE trying to censor us and trying to put a block on our ban on some of our videos.
Instead of being excited like 8:59, like oh shit, gotta grab the remote.
Really?
It's 9:01. Raw's on.
Raw's on. Do I want to watch it? You know, the only main reason why I watched it is I wanted to see what was going on with the Nexus storyline, and I wanted to see if anyone was returning. There was a house show up here, which was WWE Super Show. It was SmackDown and Raw. Triple H made a quick little return.
Triple H made more than a quick little return. He fought a match, man. But I mean, at that point, me and JC were going to attend, but by the time they censored us, we were just, you know, so discouraged with WWE that we just decided that it wasn't somewhere we wanted to be. I mean, this is our third shoot on the video, by the way. We got interrupted 2 other times, so you can imagine that, you know, we almost gave up on this video for tonight altogether. But you know what, you guys, you've been so great to us, and you've sent us so much love that we're here for you.
I also got a chance to check out a ROH DVD, another one that came in the mail yesterday by Netflix. It was called Bloodstained Honors. The first match, I think, was Samoa Joe versus Mark Briscoe in a steel cage. And the matches that I saw were, like, amazing. And then also the fact that that kind of reminisced me of an old ECW, but those were, like, the bloodiest brawls kind of thing. And it was pretty interesting. It kept me at the edge of my seat. And you know what? If ROH DVDs are like that and their wrestling shows are like that, then I am going to invest my money regardless of what goes on with the WWE. I actually got to a point where I wanted to sell my big World Heavyweight Championship belt because I didn't want to look at it. I was even thinking about taking some duct tape and put FTW on it for make it the F and True Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. You know, it's like I'm just kind of disappointed with the WWE and the way that the path it's going. It just hasn't been wrestling for me, even since Shawn Michaels left earlier this year. I mean, and you know, Shawn Michaels was probably the only reason why I continued to watch wrestling. Because he's like my biggest favorite. He's my favorite wrestler.
Probably Triple H too.
You know?
I know you're really fond of the game, and I mean, now they've kind of written him out of the storylines for what purposes? I mean, so he can spend time at home. I mean, the WWE needs an asset like Triple H now more than they ever have. And I mean, we usually, you know, like we said, this was more or less a Raw review, but you know, let's touch on SmackDown a little bit too. I mean, you had the chance to make Alberto Del Rio #1 contender after he had a real strong promo with Kane at the beginning of the match. I mean, at the beginning of the night, and Edge becomes #1 contender for what, just 25th time? I mean, I know it pushing Edge, he's the new thing on SmackDown, but Why not push Del Rio? He's big in Mexico.
Should we give the tidbit that we found out today on Twitter?
Yes.
Kevin Nash tweeted. Said basically this: Vince McMahon, bring me back to the WWE. I will wrestle Undertaker at WrestleMania.
He says, bring me back for the Rumble, and if I win it, I want Taker at the Rumble. If I lose, I will kiss your ass on the following night's Raw. I mean, wow. From Big Sexy, that is some powerful freaking words. He's like basically like either
if they have
I'm gonna
Big
do
Sexy,
it or I'm gonna kiss your ass, dude.
If they have Big Sexy versus Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash beats Undertaker, dude, that'll be awesome. I will definitely, if they make that a match and it will deliver, I'll go to WrestleMania,
dude. Because our opinion of Kevin Nash kind of varied in his career in TNA. Kevin Nash was probably, out of the whole group, the grouping of the band. I mean, depends on what incarnation. Kevin Nash could still go. Scott Hall really couldn't. Waltman still could go when he wasn't, too busy doing whatever he wanted to do that night. And Eric Young, obviously, is a younger guy, and he has a lot of talent and a big career ahead of him. But I mean, Nash, there's always been a certain something about Nash. I mean, I got a 3-year-old son. But the first time he saw Kevin Nash wrestle, he was like, Kevin Nash, that's my favorite. I mean, he likes Kevin Nash and John Cena, even though I'm not the biggest John Cena fan. But, in the new SmackDown, I got to play with him at least once a day. So, but, I hope the best for Big Sexy, and I hope maybe he does find his way in WWE.
And I hope WWE kills the PG thing. I hope they do. For God's sakes, kill it.
You know what though? I think
reaching out to a younger demographic, you're gonna lose your whatever very little fans you have.
What was McMahon trying to show last night? Was he trying to say, hey, we've lost the race and I'm conceding and I'm just going to be funny about it? Or is he saying, Vince McMahon, I thought Vince McMahon was going to wake up last night and he was going to be back. Yeah. But I think the thing is Triple H goes, I think he's brain dead. I mean, that was classic. That was probably the funniest little skit that they've done all year. And
they have
the McMahon family is wrestling.
And then I think what was funny was he's like, next thing you're going to tell me Daniel Bryan's our United States champion. And Freddie Prinze Jr. and he was like, and then he started acting like he was going to convulse and start puking and shitting all over the place. But regardless,
back to McMahon with Sacco in the hospital with Stone Cold.
But you know what? Then again, like I said, WWE is still not delivering the way it needs to deliver. TNA, regardless of whatever other people say, I think TNA is where it's at right now and where it needs to be. And you know what? I think the whole Immortals group is a lot better than what WWE is doing with Nexus and what WWE is doing on SmackDown, period.
Well, I think SmackDown actually is starting to show a lot more promise. I think SmackDown showed a lot of promise all year. I think WWE, with regards of Raw, has been waning a little bit. And I think now that they found SmackDown a new home, that they're going to start focusing on, their so-called B show a little bit more. TNA.
There's not really a lot of stuff to pick out at TNA that's not bad. I mean, yeah, they could do a lot more matches and they could do a lot more.
Well, I really think, this isn't really a TNA review, but I mean, I think big news for TNA. I think Fortune's going to kind of find itself turning from a 6-man to a 4-man group. I really see Doug Williams kind of leaving the fold, and Matt Morgan's already left the fold.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with Anderson and Hardy at the next pay-per-view. I mean, they built Hardy so much to this point now. Are they just going to let him drop the belt after a month? Doubt it.
No, it's not. It's not going to be Anderson. I thought it was going to be RVD.
Kenny Anderson versus.
Hell, the guy's got a broken arm.
Well, the book match is Kenny Anderson versus Jeff Hardy. So we'll see if it happens.
All right, guys.
This is, Ben F. and True Wrestling.
We've touched a little bit about everything this week.
And my new tagline: make sure you get your pets spayed or neutered to help control the pet population. Goodbye, everybody.
And you're either Nexus or against us.